Dear child of God, I want to tell you that you are not alone. Many thought that they are alone because of the present condition and because of what they felt is going on in their life. And the some came to conclusion that they are alone. Child of God, you are not alone. The last thing that the Lord can do is to let you alone or to abandon you. Do you know that in the time of difficulties, that in the time of challenges, that one can always feel like that? Do you know that in the book of First Kings 19 verse 4, that our brother Elijah, Elijah felt the same when the battle was too much on him, and when he felt that every other one have forsake him, that he was the only one left, that he's the only voice that was speaking for the Lord that time. He prayed and said, Father, is it not better I died than to continue in this anguish, than to continue in this trouble, than to continue in this pain? And he prayed that prayer. But God quickly responded by telling him that you are not alone, my son. That even in this present condition, that I can still raise 7,000 prophets and the faithful who can still speak for me. Child of God, I don't know your own case or the battle you has been into, or you had been fighting or fought, and the situation have gotten to a point where within you, you are getting discouraged, probably that the support you were looking for or expected to get through people around you or through the members of your family or your colleagues, that those support weren't coming, and you feel or felt embarrassed. Child of God, you don't need to discourage. You don't need to be discouraged. Why? Because you are not alone. Why? Because God is still with you. That's why he told several people in the scripture, somebody like Joshua in the book of Joshua 1, 8 and 9. He said, Joshua, I will be with you. God have assured a lot of us of his concern and his presence around us. God said, I will be with you. That's why in the book of Isaiah 43, he told Jacob, he said, Jacob, I will be with you. Jacob, if you pass through water, that water can never swallow you. He said, Jacob, if you go through the midst of a burning fire, Jacob, be assured that fire cannot consume you. You are not alone. In the book of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego at a time thought that they are alone. But little did they know that they were not alone. Because when three of them was standing alone, waiting for the death that will kill them, they never realized that God was with them. Not until when they were cast into the funeral fire that the fourth man showed up. It was when the fourth man showed up that in that reek of fire, fire was destroying the wood. Fire was destroying every other thing. But they were not being destroyed because they are not alone. And I assure you, child of God, that because you are not alone, this battle you are into will not end your life. Because you are not alone, this present situation and condition that you are facing now, this very challenge that is going on in your life, in your family, in your places of work, in your marriage, will not destroy you because you are not alone. Fire could not destroy Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Why? Because they are not alone. The fourth man, which is God, appeared in that midst of fire. In that midst of fire now you are into, that situation that seemed to be like fire, that situation that seemed like there will be no solution, the Lord is very much around you. And because He's very much around you, this God is capable. This God can bring a change. This God can bring solution. This God can rescue you. This God can restore you. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego on that day thought that they were alone, even though that within them and in their faith, they know that God cannot forsake them. But yet there was no evidence to prove to them at that point that they are not alone. But they were able to stand in their faith. Child of God, stand in your faith. I don't know what your mind is telling you about God. I don't know the faith you have in the Lord. I don't know the courage you have in the Lord. Don't fail your ground. Don't fail your ground because you are not alone. Their faith made them to stood. Even when everyone was advising them, even when so many had told them, why can't you simply bow to this statue and save your life? They say, we rather die than to disobey God. We rather die than to sin against God. We rather remain poor than to go against the wish of God. Sister, don't go against the wish of God. Brother, don't go against the wish of God. Accept that condition now for the sake of God. Because God is capable. And because God is capable, God can save you. Because God is capable, God can rescue you. Remain faithful and see what the Lord can do to save you. God bless you.